Hey you guys, welcome back to Storytime from my bedroom. Y'all, it's Sunday and I know I'm posting this on Monday, but I'm cleaning, doing laundry, so my bed ain't all of that, you guys. And look, I tried a new angle. Can you see me on the wide screen, y'all? Before we get started, go ahead, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to my new subbies that I gained over this weekend. Woohoo! I don't care if it's one or two, I'ma shout you out. And go ahead and click the bell for notifications so you'll know when we upload videos, which if you have already been here, but for the new people that may not know, it is on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and also leave comments down in the comment section and I will get back with you. You guys, I thought about it. I said, well, what story I'm gonna tell this time? Let me tell you about the time me and the lady from the church almost got in a fight at the hair salon. Y'all, I don't know why I'm always getting into it with somebody. I promise y'all I'm peaceful. It's just stuff is trying to find me and I had to handle it accordingly. Okay, so in early 2000, I had got my cosmetology license. Yes, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, y'all. And so I went to go work. I trying to figure out where I was going to go work at. I didn't know if I was going to work like at a department store like JCPenney's or something that has a hair salon and they pay you hourly, or if I was going to end up doing booth rent. But I was kind of hesitant on doing booth rent because booth rent, you guys, back then was probably like $90 to $100 a week, and I didn't have a clientele coming out of hair school. And so there was a lady at my church that worked at this hair salon that was up in Clifton. And she told me that they had an opening. And I'm like, okay, so the owner of that particular salon also went to a different church. So it was like a really good connection or what have you. So I told her, I said, well, can you give me her phone number so I can call her and possibly set up an interview with her to see if she would allow me to come and work in her salon. And so she said, okay, fine. Now, mind you, at this time in church, you guys, I was the head of, The head of the trustee board. And the lady that worked at the hair salon was also one of the trustees that was underneath me. And so I met with the salon owner. She said that she would work with me. She said because I was coming out of school, that she would just charge like, I think it was 70-30. Like I kept 70 and I just gave her 30%. And as I build up my clientele, if I decided that I wanted to do booth rent, if it was cheaper for me to do booth rent, then I can just switch over to booth rent. And I told her cool. But she told me, she said, I love helping, new people that's out of school or whatever, showing them the ropes. Now mind you, she had been in the hair game for like 20 plus years. She had been doing hair, and there was another lady that was there. She had been doing hair just as long as her. So we got two old schools, and we got the one lady that went to my church, and then you have me, that's the newbie. So the woman, the salon owner, had like mad clientele, you guys. So what she did was she gave me some of her overflow when she couldn't book people in or what have you, because some of her old clients had referrals, and so the referrals would call asking for her. So she would tell them, hey, I can't do you right now, but I have someone that's good, which was me. And so she taught me the little ropes. Now let me pause right there. For those that are hairstylists, I don't know if anybody on here is hairstylists, if you know a hairstylist. The hair business is a hustle, boo. It is a hustle. It's not an easy job. You got to get in there. You got to grind. You got to hustle. You got to compete. You got to be on top of your game. You got to know the new trends. You got to know all of the different tricks of the trade to make it. Then you have the mess that goes on in the salon. So I wasn't looking for the mess, but some stuff came my way. Okay. And so what she would do was she said, this is how you work the game. Now, this is what she called it, the game. Hair salon business is a game, honey. Ask any hairstylist. When you go to the hair salon, be like, do you have to hustle for your client? Honey, they're going to tell you it's a game. It's a hustle. Especially working with other people and you like, quote unquote, competing for money or competing for clients if you don't have your own client. Why am I saying, like, girl, get your mouth together, Sherry. So She told me, let me tell you how you do the game. She said, when you, on your slow days, like they were closed on like Sundays and Mondays. She was like, Tuesday and Wednesdays is kind of slow. She said, come up to the salon anyways, regardless if you got a client or not. She said, sit at the desk where the phone is. So when you talk, when the phone ring, you can answer the phone. If it's for one of us, it's for one of us. But if it's somebody looking for, you know, to make an appointment, you'll be the first one to get it. Because the other three people pretty much had that clientele built up. The other lady outside of the salon owner, the other OG that was there, she had like mass clientele. It was utterly ridiculous. And this salon was not all that big. So her people would be crowded, or they would sit out in their car because she was just like booked. So they wasn't pressed for no new clients. She was like, and also sit at the desk on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And walk-ins come in. She said walk-ins come in all the time. Now where this salon was like a nice strip. So there was maybe two other salons on that same strip, but her salon had been there the longest. So people would just come in, hey, can you do a wash and set? Can you do a wrap? Can you do some braids? Can you do this? Now, mind you, this was early 2000. This when the doobie was out. Well, what we call the doobie, it's a wrap where you put the little four rollers up at the top. Or they were wanting braids. Braids was out there. Micros hadn't came in yet, but they were starting to integrate their way in. So it was braids for girls and boys. Relaxers was in. Everybody wasn't natural like they are now. So dreadlocks was coming in then. You know, was really getting hot. Was really coming to the forefront. So she was like, sit there on Tuesday and Wednesdays. She said, come up here from 10 to 3 or whatever. You never know what you're going to catch. She was like, now Thursday, Friday, Saturday is your busy day. She said, so if you got somebody doing braids, make sure you do them braids on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when you got time for that. Because you ain't got time to be doing nobody on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with no bunch of braids because you missing out on money. I was like, all right then. I mean, she was pimping. She was spitting game to me. And I'm like, okay then. And so she was like, she was like, when people come in, she said, if you got a client already in your chair and a walk-in come in and they say, can you do my hair? Ask them what they want. She said, if you ain't doing a chemical in that person's hair that's sitting in your chair, tell them, excuse me for a minute. She was like, take them to the shampoo bowl, wet them down. She said, wet them down and get them conditioned. She said, because if you tell them, I can be with you, I can get you in 10 minutes. She said, the first thing they're going to say is, oh, I'm going to go to the store or something. She said, because people don't like to wait. So they would get up, walk down the walkway, because people patience is low. She said they'll walk down a walkway, go to another salon, and if somebody can take them like right then, she was like, they'll go right in there and just pass you up, and you done missed out on a client. She was like, but if you bring them and put them in a shampoo bowl and wet them down with some conditioner, she said, you done lock them in where they can't go down the walkway. I said, all right then. So she was like, and just go ahead and go back to your client, finish them up. She was like, I always book your people half an hour increments. 10:30, 11, 11:30, never stack them. She said, so if the one person is late at 10:30, don't come to 10:45, you can still get them washed and shampooed. I mean, shampooed, not washed, because you wash clothes, shampooed and conditioned. And by this time, if your next appointment is on time, you could put them in the chair, go ahead and rotate them out. I said, okay then. So we was popping. So at this time, my clientele started building up like crazy, building up. So back in 2000, y'all, I was making like over $600-700 a week. Now it may not sound like a lot now, well, it's a decent amount now, but back then $600-700 a week off of doing some hair, you was killing it. You was killing the game. So the one lady that went to my church, she was doing hair, but she, be honest, was not all that great. I guess what happened was at one time she was great, but she lost her passion for it. So she was just doing people hair any old kind of way. She was doing people hair any old kind of way, so much so that the other OG lady, not the salon owner, but the other OG lady was like, you need to talk to her about how she doing these people hair, because you can tell when she turn them around in the mirror, they ain't happy with how their hair look, but they, you know, people normally don't say nothing while they sitting there. You get some that's bold enough to say something, but the other ones will walk out and then just, you know, never come back or whatever. They ain't happy with it or call the shot, talk to the owner. She was like, because I know she doing their hair, but if they walking out of here and they don't like their hair and their hair looking a mess, she was like, that's a reflection on this whole salon. She was like, so I don't want word on the street to get out that we up here busting up people's hair and ain't really styling their hair right. She was like, she either gonna get her passion back for doing hair, or she just need to go find another career to get into, because look, you done lost your zeal for it. And I was like, she ain't lying. When I tell you, this woman, y'all, sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes the people was coming in looking better than they were when they left out. She was half stepping doing their hair. She wasn't silking their edges. She was barely twisting their hair if it was dreads. And I'm talking about customers, clients that had been with her for like a minute, and then the new ones was whatever, she wasn't doing the new ones right no how. And some of the new ones, we never saw them come back. So the one OG lady used to ask like, hey, so-and-so, what the one client that said she was going to come back in 2 weeks? She ain't came back. She was like, I don't know what she came back. I don't care no more. Da-da-da-da-da. She just had that type of attitude. So I'm like, all right, then I love doing hair. So I'm about to get this money. If you don't want them, I'ma do them. So the lady that went to my church one day, she decided, 1 week, she decided she was going on vacation. So she didn't go for a week. She probably went for like 4 days or whatever. So she had a client. She was telling us, can you do, she was setting up her schedule, her calendar. And a few of her clients still wanted to come in regardless of like, can I sit in somebody else's chair? So the one girl had asked her, she said, well, since you're going on vacation, I still want to get my hair done. Can I sit in Sherry's chair? And so she was like, yeah, you can sit in Sherry's chair. So she came, talked to me, asked me would I feel comfortable doing this woman hair. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, what is she going to get? She was like, she's going to get a relaxer, which was one of the highest paying things that going on in the salon, highest paid service. She was like, she gonna get a relaxer, and she liked to get like the little, it was called freeze curls or roll curls. So the lady that was the OG, not the owner, but the other lady that was the OG, baby, she could curl your eyebrows, honey. She could curl your mother-loving eyebrows, that woman. She was cold with the curling. And so she taught me how to do the little freeze curls, down to the nape. Y'all see this little thing down to there, curl you without burning you and everything. I'm like, all right then. So the girl, now she said she could come, and I'm like, all right, fine. So the girl came and sat, when it was the week that she went on vacation, the girl came on in, gave her a relaxer, shampooed her hair, conditioned it, and honey, I curled her hair, baby. I should have had some more sales up in here, baby. Honey, it wasn't flat irons that these people using that. It was a Marcel's in the stove. Baby, so I'm curling her hair. She was looking good, y'all. She was looking, and I made them suckers go like this one way and this the other way. Baby. She was popping. So I curled her little hair. She was looking good. So everybody in the salon was like, that look good, that look good. One thing I can say about that, they were supportive with one another. They was like, that's nice. You looking good. I enjoyed that. Whatever, okay then, girl. Things like that. They will motivate you. So the girl, when she left, she was like, I need to make an appointment. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, Liz will be back, but let me know when you want to make the appointment. I said, I'll write it down. And then when she come back from vacation, I'll have her confirm, that you want to make your appointment and see if she got that date. She was like, no. She's like, I'm tired of her. I don't like how she be doing my hair. And I was like, oh, snap. Bruh, I wish I had some theatrical music like dun 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 dun. Here come the boo crap. So she was like, I've been trying to get out of her chair anyways. She was like, but I don't know how it feel, to go to a different person in that salon. Y'all, what's the rules on that? That rule is so iffy. So the owner heard the conversation, and she told her, she said, let me tell you. She said, I know if you don't like the way she doing your hair, had a conversation with her, and you can go to Sherry or whoever you want to go to in here. She said, we don't play that game. She said, people spend their money where they want to spend their money. She said, but I'll be happy if you spent your money still in the same salon instead of you feeling uncomfortable and go find another stylist outside of here because you don't want to offend her. She said, so when you had a conversation with her, I'll follow up with a conversation with her so she won't feel some type of way. So she was like, but I'm a book with you though, Sherry. And I was like, this is what we'll do. I'll let you book with Liz. I said, I'll let you talk to her. Oh, I done said this woman's name, y'all. I do that every video. I said the woman's name. Honey, listen, I'm going to let you get with old girl. Y'all bleep that out because I ain't going to go back and do it. So you go back with her, had that conversation, and then it's, I don't want no mess, and then you can go ahead and get on my books that, that same week or whatever. So she was like, all right, then I'll do that or whatever. So when she came in, y'all, like 2 weeks later, she walked in the door. I'm thinking she had the conversation, right? So she walked in the door or whatever. She coming toward me, and I'm like, And so the other stylist was like, you can come on, sit in my chair. And she was like, look it. She was like, ah. And I looked like, girl, did you hear that conversation? So the girl came back 2 weeks later, and I'm looking at her, and so she's walking toward my chair, and I'm like, okay, then, man, you ain't, did you talk to old girl? I mean, you ain't, like, we had this conversation. And did you have a conversation with her? So the woman, the other lady, was like, come on, you can sit in my chair. And the girl just had a look on her face like, I do not want to sit in her chair. And I'm sitting there looking like, go on over there. You better speak up. You grown as heck, bro. You better speak up. Say what you need to say. Or, I don't like it. I don't want to be here. But she must not have had the conversation with her. So she go take the girl to the back to shampoo her hair. So while she back there shampooing her hair, she talking trash about me to the girl. So the girl ended up getting her hair done by her. So she came to me after she was leaving out. She was like, can you come outside and talk to you? So the one lady that went to my church, I went in the back. So she didn't see me go outside to talk to the girl. She was like, I'm just not going to come back no more. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Her hair looked decent. It looked decent. I'm not going to lie. So I was like, well, what happened? She was like, I just feel super uncomfortable. She said, I was too scared to have a conversation with her. I thought I could come in there and just sit in your chair. And she was talking about you at the shampoo bowl. And I'm like, well, what did she say? And first of all, I'm shocked, y'all. Me and you go to church together, sis. But that probably don't mean nothing. Me and you go to church and we sit on the same board, okay? So I'm like, well, what'd she say? She was like, she kept telling me, don't sit in cherry chair no more. If you my client, you always going to be my client. You don't need to go to nobody else. I can take care of you. That was just a one-time deal. I seen Sherry walking towards you when you came in, so you make sure you sit in my chair. What? I said, no. I said, let me tell you something. If you want to sit, you can sit in whoever chair you want to sit in. I said, but just out of respect, you should have that conversation with her. I said, we told you that 2 weeks ago. I said, but now that all this done came about, I can understand why you don't want to come back no more, because it's just going to be ugly. I said, but you ain't creating no problem for me, because I don't care. I said, if I'm going to do your hair, I'm going to do your hair. I said, but let me have a conversation with her. I said, and you do whatever you want to do. You call and schedule with whoever you want to schedule with. And if you decide to go to somebody else, we hate to see you go out of the salon, because that's a client, that's a salon, had basically lost based upon this. But that, I said, what she was telling you ain't cool, because that starts mess between me and her, and then it puts you in the middle to make you feel some type of way or whatever. I said, but that's your money. If you ain't happy with your services, you need to handle that business. So after we get finished, the little trustee lady, I come in, she seen us outside talking, because we stepped to the side some, but it was like the door had a glass, the door was glass, and the windows was glass. So by this time, I'm on fire then. I'm on fire. So she looking at me like this, y'all. Let me take a look. The whole day. I said, let me do something, baby. I said, let me go ahead and finish up these mother-loving clients. Baby, I was slapping relaxer all up in people's head. Relaxers, molding them, getting them done. Because as soon as this day is done, around by 6 o'clock on a Saturday, everything kind of died down. You had your last little client. I said, I'm about to get her monkey tail and bring her up in the back. And we're going to have a whole entire conversation. Y'all, so we go. I said, can I talk to you for a minute? She's like, yeah, you can talk to me. Now, mind, she was from the Philippines. That's why I'm talking like that, y'all. I ain't just talking like that to be talking like that. She's from the Philippines, honey. So I said, let me talk to you in the back. So me and her go to the back. And so the salon owner kind of looking like this. Because she know Sherry cool. But when she got this look on her face and you cross her, she gonna pop out. She a little spicy. She gonna pop out. So we in the back. So I said, okay. I said, let me ask you something. You allowed me to do your client. I did a good job. I said, so what happened after that? Was she on your books? She said, no, she came in and I just automatically assumed, she was on my book, because that's my client. That's my client. I said, nobody's trying to take your client. I said, you asked me to do your client. I said, and I don't know what's going on, but I need to know, why are you telling her in the shampoo bowl that don't come to me, da-da-da-da-da. Because I know you trying to steal my client. Girl! I said, ain't nobody trying to steal your client, and it ain't too hard to steal none of your clients since you around here doing raggedy heads. Now, by this time, we just gonna let it go on here and flow on out, sis, because you trying to play me. You done talked about me in some unknown woman's ear, so I already know how you feel about me. You feeling kind of insecure because I clack, bust that girl hair out, and now she want to come sit in my chair, and you know that junk, and you feeling some type of way about it. Honey, so she got to talking and da-da-da-da-da, and you know, you just gonna steal my client and you get your own clients. And I said, baby, I got my own clients. I said, you better make sure you can hold on to your clients, because from what I'm hearing, you ain't doing their hair right. Da-da-da-da-da. So we going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. And she said something fly. So by this time, I started cutting low, y'all. I went low, honey. I said, let me tell you something. I said, that's why your dad blamed husband. What was her husband doing? Oh, y'all, she had married like this man that had a Visa card thingy. He had like a Visa card thingy, and he needed to marry somebody that was she was from the Philippines, but she was an American citizen. Oh, whatever it was. He married her for that reason. And she told everybody, I said, that's why your husband only married you, so he can come up in this daggone country or whatever. She was like, no, you didn't say that, da, 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 da. And she was like, I just can't believe it. And all I seen was her hand go like this. Y'all, I thought she was going to hit me. So I said, I was ready to cock her tail. And by the time I had it in mid-air to go this, the salon owner came back and was like, Shay, no. She said, what is going on here? I said, she up there talking that trash and yada, 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 yada. So she was like, don't you dare hear her. Y'all, that Philippine lady had to be a bit of 50, 55, but she had a slick mouth and she was sneaky, baby. 50, 55 years old, y'all, she was. And I think I was in my 30s. I was going to go cock her tail. She was like, no, this is what we not going to do. She said, let me talk to you, Liz. So she started telling, let me talk to you, old girl. bleep that out again. Jesus. Let me talk to you, old girl, and tell you. She said, I'm going to need you. And she started telling her about how she was styling them people's hair. Now, she had the conversation in front of me. I don't know, but everybody knew she was up there jacking them heads up. She was like, and this girl can sit wherever she want to. She said, but how dare you go and tell her don't sit in Sherry's chair when she did you a favor by even doing this woman hair. Now you feeling insecure about her doing that girl hair, and you don't even know how it turned out. She said, that let me know that you feeling some type of way about how you styling people. Now, if you're going to be in this salon, you're going to do people's hair with the best that you know how to do. And if you don't know how to do something, you can ask all of us. And if we don't know it, then you can go to a class. She said, but what you're not going to do is half step and half do these people's hair and send them out that door with this salon name, you know, saying I got my hair done from this place. They ain't gonna say they got their hair done by you, but I got my hair done from there. She said, so you need to get it together. And then she talked to me, Sherry, you can't be just, you got to roll that off. And I was like, you right. So we squashed that or whatever. And girl, the next day at church, now this was a Saturday, so next Sunday next day we at church. I'm looking at it the whole time. Supposed to be reading the Bible, y'all. Let me get a little piece of paper like I'm reading the Bible. I'm looking at the paper like this. Whoa, I know. We sing songs, look, y'all, from hymn book. I know it was the blood. I know it was the blood for me. Because my be blood up in that girl. I eyeballed her the whole service, y'all. Then I seen her go talk to the pastor at church. I said, oh, girl, she going to tell on you. I said, she tell him I'm going to really punch her in. I said, she going in there to tell the pastor I was going to punch her in her face, and I'm a daggone trustee. I don't care. She never said nothing, y'all. I think after that, she ended up, not shortly after that, not right after that, but like shortly, like some months down the line, she ended up quitting and went to go work for the post office. She was like, I'm just tired of doing hair, da-da-da-da-da. And we all knew she was tired of doing hair. It's just you get burnt out. Some people get burnt out with doing hair. I stopped doing hair because I got burnt out on doing people's hair. So, y'all, that was my story of almost punching, girl, y'all. Punching the hairdresser lady that was on the trustee board with me, y'all. I tell you, y'all, if you're going to be doing something, love what you do. I love doing comedy. If I ever get to the point where I don't feel like kiki and hee, I'm going to stop. Ain't going to be no more videos, ain't no more story time, ain't no more skits on social media platforms, because I'm burnt out. I would do that before I half step and give a raggedy show or a raggedy video or whatever, just a half whatever. If you burnt out, maybe you just step back and then come back with something else. So the moral of the story is, whatever you do, do it with passion. If you lose your passion, sit down. Jacking them folks' hair up. People pay too much money to get their hair done for you to be up there messing their hair up, okay? You guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications and give the video a thumbs up, and also leave comments. And I will see you guys. There'll be another video on Wednesday. Peace.